Hey, what's going on, Summoners? My name is Nathan Ng, and today we'll be looking at the top 5 best bot lane duos that you need to be playing right now. Some of the best ways to climb is to have a strong pairing that you and your favorite duo can use. We'll be going over their playstyles and synergy alongside breaking down their itemization, so you can go ahead and be prepared for what your next solo queue match entails. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Starting us off strong, we got Kench and Senna. This iconic bot lane pairing has always been terrorizing the meta for many patches now. With Senna remaining untouched for the most part and TK being reworked as a support, it's better than ever. They have an extremely dominant laning phase that allows them to kill anybody that dares to step up. This pairing also allows Senna to safely stack her souls so she can go ahead and hyperscale into the late game. Plus TK can also be farming, which means that he's going to be able to get extremely tanky by the mid game. While this duo may need a little bit of practice, it's definitely one of the strongest and easier ones on this list. Overall, if you and your duo need to scale hard but also have a chance of winning the lane, then look no further than Kench and Senna. Let's quickly break down a good build for both the champions before moving forward. For Kench, you'll be taking Flash and Ignite. Your runes will be Grasp, Shield Bash, Second Wind, Unflinching, Triumph, and Legend Alacrity. As for your items, you'll be grabbing Frostfire Gauntlet, Plated Steel Caps, Thorn Mail, Dead Man's Plate, Spirit Visage, and Titanic Hydra. With your increased gold income, you'll finish these items pretty easily. For Senna, you'll be taking Flash and Heal as your summoner spells. For your runes, be sure to take Fleet Footwork, Presence of Mind, Legend Alacrity, Cut Down, Bone Plating, and Revitalize. Taking a look at your items, you'll be rushing Umbral Glaive. Follow this up with Swiftness Boots, Eclipse, Muramana, and Rapid Fire Cannon. Be sure to pick up a tier early on so you can go ahead and stack it as quickly as possible. Before we dive into our next bot lane duo, don't forget that these require strong fundamentals and a bit of synergy. If you need some extra help learning how to better you and your duo's play, make sure you check out ProGuides.com. It can be very difficult to pick up and mastering fundamentals on your own, but with our in-depth guides, we can really help you take your laning and mid-game to the next level. If courses and lessons aren't really your thing, don't worry. We have challenger level coaches that are available 24/7 to help you guys out. So what are you waiting for? Go check us out and join the ProGuides family. Nonetheless, let's get back into the video and dive into a great way of practicing CSing. Moving on to our next powerful duo, we have Vayne and Janna. While this may seem a little bit odd at first, don't forget that Vayne is looking to scale up into the late game. With Janna's amazing peel potential, she can disengage nearly any fight, so that way Vayne can have a safer laning phase. In the mid game, this duo can easily 2v5 fights thanks to their amazing ability to position, CC, and overall deal damage to the enemy team. Oh, and we know that some of you like to fight in lane as Vayne, so don't worry. Janna's new NATO and shield lets you take strong trades while also forcing the enemy to back off. Just make sure that you're not playing too aggressive, or else the enemy mid and jungle will most likely be paying you a visit. Overall, if you love playing to scale and win in 2v5 games by being nearly untouchable, then be sure to check out Vayne and Janna. Let's quickly break down a good build for both the champions before we move on to the next great duo. For Vayne, you'll be taking Flash and Heal as your summoner spells. You can opt for Exhaust if necessary. For your runes, you'll be taking Lethal Tempo, Triumph, Legend Alacrity, Coup de Grace, Taste of Blood, and Treasure Hunter. These runes will help you scale into the mid game with ease while also helping you snowball a bit. Looking at your items, be sure to pick up Shield Bell, Berserker's Greaves, Phantom Dancer, Rage Blade, Randuin's, and finish off with your choice of Scimitar to deal with CC or GA for more survivability. For Janna, you'll be taking Flash and Exhaust as your summoner spells. If Vayne ends up taking Exhaust, then take Ignite for some additional dueling power. As for your runes, you'll be grabbing Glacial Augment, Magical Footwear, Biscuit Delivery, Cosmic Insight, Font of Life, and Revitalize. Don't underestimate how powerful Janna's Q is when paired with Glacial. Moving on to your items, build Shirelius, Lucidity Boots, Canting Putrifier, Redemption, and finish off with Watchful Wardstone. Diving into our next great bot lane duo, we got our first mage laner with Karthus and Pike. At first, this duo may seem a little bit odd since Karthus doesn't really seem much of a kill lane. However, Karthus is great at helping Pike get extremely fed, and in return, Karthus gets a few kills. As a laner, Karthus has always done great bot due to his amazing scaling and high damage. It can be a little bit difficult to play him at first, so we definitely recommend trying him out in a few normal games so you can get used to him. Landing those Qs is not as easy as it seems. Once this duo makes it to the mid game, they're hard to deal with, since Karthus can just ult at the start of the fight, and Pike can easily auto the carry and ult them for a kill. Overall, if you like mages and want to have a kill lane like Syndra used to, then Karthus and Pike won't let you down. Diving into the builds of both of these champions, let's start with Karthus. You'll be taking Flash and Exhaust as your summoner spells. Exhaust is absolutely amazing on Karthus, especially early on. It allows him to duel anybody in the game thanks to his E, and it'll make landing those pesky Qs far easier. For your runes, you'll be taking Dark Harvest, Taste of Blood, Eyeball Collection, Ultimate Hunter, Presence of Mind, and Last Stand. You may be thinking that First Strike is better, and sometimes it can be. However, bot laners tend to have a lot of range, which can often break your First Strike proc. Moving on to your items, you'll be grabbing Liandry's, Sorcerer's Shoes, Zanya's, Shadow Flame, Rabadon's, and then finish off with the Void Staff. This build will turn you into a late game monster. Taking a look at Pike's build, be sure to take Flash and Ignite. For your runes, you'll be grabbing Hail of Blades, Cheap Shot, Zombie Ward, Treasure Hunter, Bone Plating, and Unflinching. This will give you maximum kill pressure in lane, especially once you get Serrated Dirk. Speaking of which, your build consists of Mobility Boots, Umbral Glaive, Duskblade, Ghostblade, and Guardian Angel. Before we move on to the next few duos, let's not forget about the favorite ProGuides tradition. Today, we want to ask you all, what is one thing that you and your duo really play for fun? Personally, me and my duo used to run shapeshifter bot lanes that kind of consisted of Gnar and Shyvana. Unfortunately, we always seemed to get a defeat screen after every game. It was weird, I don't know why. Regardless of what your answer may be, let us know in the comment section down below. Nonetheless, let's get back into the video and dive into our last few duos. Pulling us back into the video, we've got a duo that survived the test of time with Kogmaw and Lulu. While this duo was already known for its insane laning and powerful teamfighting, it's only gotten stronger. Kogmaw players have been going into a tankier build lately that allows them to be borderline unkillable. Pair this with Lulu's great enchanter utility and he becomes really hard to deal with. It'll take a while to get used to the new itemization and power curve, but it's extremely worth it. Plus, with some practice, you can win nearly every single lane with this pair. Overall, if you want a classic throwback to a hyper carry and enchanter duo, then look no further than Kogmaw and Lulu. Let's dive into their builds so we can go ahead and quickly see what's changed. Starting us off, we got Kogmaw who will be taking Flash and Exhaust. This will help you peel anybody that Lulu can while you're DPSing. As for your runes, you'll be taking Lethal Tempo, Presence of Mind, Legend Bloodline, Last Stand, Conditioning, and Overgrowth. This will let Kogmaw scale into the late game extremely well, while also making him fairly tanky. Which reminds us, his new build is as follows. You'll be picking up Berserker's Greaves, Rageblade, Runins, Titanic Hydra, Shield Bow, and Randuin's. If you need more single target damage and MR, then feel free to swap Runins for a Wit's End instead. Moving on to Lulu, make sure you take Flash and your choice of Heal or Ignite. Your summoner spell of choice will depend on if you think you can kill your laner or not, so make sure you keep that in mind. For your runes, you'll be grabbing Summon Airy, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, Scorch, Bone Plating, and Revitalize. As for your items, be sure to take Lucidity Boots, Shirelius, Chemtech Putrefier, Ardent Censer, and finish off with a Watchful Ward Stone. Remember, your entire goal is to keep Kogmaw alive, so save your polymorph for anybody that threatens him. Moving on to our next duo, we have Lucian and Nami. This iconic duo used to be powerful a few seasons ago, and thanks to Lucian's passive change, it's only gotten better. Plus, Nami players found out that they could take a specific rune and significantly increase Lucian's damage. This pair is seeing play everywhere at the moment due to how difficult it can be to deal with early on. Just keep in mind that this duo heavily relies on Lucian being able to play properly because without him, Nami is really weak. Overall, if you're willing to put in the practice, Lucian and Nami can easily help you stomp your lane early on and carry your team to victory. Diving into their itemization, let's start with Lucian. Make sure you take Flash and Heal as your summoner spells. You can switch this to Exhaust if necessary. Taking a look at your runes, you'll be going Press the Attack, Presence of Mind, Legend Bloodline, Coup de Grace, Magical Footwear, and Biscuit Delivery. These runes will give you a healthy early game while also letting you scale a little bit for free. As for your items, be sure to take Gale Force, Berserker's Greaves, Collector, Infinity Edge, Sorelda's, and then finish off with your choice of J for survivability, or Maw of Malmortius for magic resist. Taking a look at Nami, be sure to take Flash and Ignite. This is a kill lane, so you can't really afford to flex your summoner spells. Your runes when paired with Lucian are incredibly different from the standard. You'll be going to Electrocute, Cheap Shot, Outlaw Collection, Relentless Hunter, Mana Flow Band, and Scorch. Whenever you use your E on Lucian, he can dash in and it will pop your Electrocute. Get used to practicing that basic combo so you can go ahead and be on the same page. Looking at your items, you'll be grabbing Imperial Mandate, Lucidity Boots, take Putrefier, Staff of Flowing Water, and finish off with a Watchful Ward Stone. Now, before we continue on to the end of the video, if you want to join an amazing community of people like you that loves lists, talk pieces, and other things like this, check out our Discord using the link found in the description. What are you waiting for? Join up. Anyway, let's get back into the video and take a look at our honorable mention. Last but certainly not least, we've got Seraphine and Bard. Yeah, this sounds pretty wonky, but this duo is kind of growing in popularity due to their great synergy. While they didn't make the top 5 list, they're getting better as time goes on. For starters, their laning phase is amazing. Between Seraphine and Bard W, they rarely go below 50% HP. And thanks to Seraphine's wave clear, they're fairly undiveable. During laning, Bard can use his Q and passive to slow the enemy and deal damage. To combo with this, Seraphine can land her E to root them and then trade with her Q. Once you get into the mid game, this pair only grows stronger. Their ability to pick enemies off from afar is insane. Bard can start a fight with his ultimate so that Seraphine can follow up. If the enemy ends up using their flash or dodge it, now they won't have it for the team fight where Seraphine can actually land a 5-man ultimate. Overall, if you're practicing a new upcoming duo, then be sure to check out Seraphine and Bard. Let's break their builds down so you can go ahead and practice them in normal games. For Seraphine, you'll be taking Flash and Exhaust as your summoner spells. If the enemy doesn't have anybody that can reach you, then feel free to grab Heal instead. For your runes, you'll be taking Summon Airy, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, Gathering Storm, Bone Plating, and Revitalize. This will give you a strong laning phase while also letting you scale it into the late game. Moving on to your items, you'll be grabbing Leandry's, Sorcerer's Shoes, Archangels, Rallies, Zanya's, and finish off with your choice of Morellas for anti-heal or Rabadons for more damage. These items provide Seraphine with a nice damage boost while also giving her a ton of utility. Don't forget that thanks to her E synergy with Rallies, it'll instantly root an enemy if it hits. Moving on to Bard, be sure to take Flash and Ignite as her summoner spells. For For your runes, we recommend Guardian, Font of Life, Bone Plating, Unflinching, Zombie Ward, and Relentless Hunter. This will help you protect Seraphine early on while also increasing your Brome potential. Don't worry, once Seraphine gets a few item components, she can easily clear the wave from an entire screen away. As for your items, you'll be grabbing Locket, Swiftness Boot, Dead Man's Plate, Kemptic Putrefier, and finish off with a Watchful Ward Stone. Just be sure to place your healing relics under the turret before you roam, just in case Seraphine gets chunked out. Also, don't underestimate your damage. Bard's base damage between his empowered autos and his Q is extremely high. And that sums up our video for today. Don't forget to check out our ProGuides family at ProGuides.com. We offer exclusive giveaways and classes that you won't catch anywhere else, so stay tuned and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video, but don't forget, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day. Peace.